Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about harmonic minor. There's a lot of misconceptions about scales. I don't talk a lot about scales because I'm not a scale guy, but I want to just break down the sound of harmonic minor and what you can do to add notes to it to make it more interesting. Because if you just play the harmonic minor over a cadence, it gets a little boring after a while. You have to know when you can add notes to it that will give you a little bit more of colors that I think you're all searching for. So check it out. Alright, so that's a couple of examples of just playing over a 2-5-1 and A minor. And one of the things about harmonic minor, if you're not familiar with it, it's just basically the relative minor of C major. And what you need to do is make sure that you understand the chord scale. And the chord scale is A minor major 7 as your 1 chord. B half diminished is your 2 chord. C major 7 sharp 5 is your 3 chord. D minor 7 is your 4 chord. E7 is your 5 chord. That's what gives it that quality, is the fact that when you have a cadence, whether it's major or minor, the 5 chord always has to be dominant. There are substitutions where you can use minors and things like that, but we're basically talking about that's why these cadences sound the way they do. If you look at that and we go to that E7, that's kind of the sound. We have that G sharp or A flat, which brings that raised third to give you that. But you also have the G still available to you, because remember that C major and A minor are related to each other. And those chord shapes, if you look at it, B half diminished is in both keys, as well as D minor is in both keys, F major 7 is in both keys. So you want to be able to utilize a lot of those sounds. One of the things I can do with harmonic minor, if I just want to play 6 of the 7 notes very easily, I'll isolate an E triad and an F triad. And this is a good way to hear the sound of that particular color. It's very common. You hear it in flamenco. You hear it in a lot of the kind of minor jazz or bossa novas, and it's very effective, because if I do that instead of playing, that gets a little old, and if you're just playing the scale up and down, you're always going to play that G sharp or A flat, and you don't want to do that. If you notice in the examples I did things like this. This one here, I'm playing the B flat, and the B flat sounds nice to go up to that leading tone to get to that E7. I can also outline the triad shapes, just those, and I have in this cadence of A harmonic minor, I have A minor, I've got F major, D minor, B diminished, G sharp diminished, E major, C augmented. And those are great sounds because they all work for E7. I added the B flat in that one line by doing this. This is just a 4th line, which is one of my David Becker lines that came out of a Joe DiOrio idea from his Intervallic Designs book, but I use it a lot for dominant 7s, major 2-5-1s and also minor 2-5-1s. I also was up here for this E pentatonic, which sounds great against that as well, because lot of chromatics. So it behooves you to really break apart the chord shapes more so than just the diatonic notes, because the diatonic notes are like the alphabet. They're not going to tell you a whole lot unless you really understand what the intervals are. I want to outline the chords. How am I going to do that? If I only play the scale, I'm not outlining the chord. I want to hear that A minor 7 or A minor major 7 if I want to play this. I want to hear that B half diminished, or sometimes I might want to play the minor 9 flat 5, which has a note in there that's not in the harmonic minor. If this is new to you, get my book, Getting Your Improvising into Shape, because I have a whole chapter on this which really breaks it down. It'll help you to develop your sense of how to play that harmonic minor color.